Welcome back to the Fat and Regal Show, where we give you the most exclusive content and stuff that people don't even talk about right here, right now. And with me today is our special guest, Luis Trujillo. I'm going to tell you right now, he is a multimillionaire. We're speaking in faith, and we already see it. He's doing things people ain't doing, like what I'm doing.
Buying NFTs.
There you go.
NFTs.
Hey,
NFTs with perks.
There you go. Hey, digital artwork is the future. If you don't believe me, you about to see it happening. I mean, we're already doing Bitcoins and stuff like that. People still don't believe it, but guess what? As the dollar keeps going down, they're going to have to find another currency. Ain't that true?
Bitcoin is it.
Bitcoin is it.
And Ethereum.
It hit $69,000 the other day for the first time.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, crazy.
Nice.
But we're not here to talk about that
Get
today.
you some Bitcoin.
Yes.
If you need to, hit up Lewis. But today we're talking about a special topic.
Oh, yep.
For
Crazy.
the ones that was lost, straight up. Bro. We're talking about the Travis Scott incident that happened in Houston, Texas at the Astrofest.
Astroworld.
Is it Astrofest or Astroworld?
I thought it was Astroworld Fest, something,
It's Astroworld.
Astroworld. Okay.
but it still said Fest.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, as you can tell, the problem that I have when I heard the whole thing is why? Why is why are irrelevant people to
Speak your mind.
Why are irrelevant people to this cause have something to say? I hate to say it, even though it was 8 people that died and all that stuff. It's completely irrelevant to me. Okay, I wonder if the news was to never say anything and stuff like that, how many of us would have even known? And it's one of those things that the news just does it just to
keep the negativity in the world.
not only that, but keep fear into people.
Yeah.
That's what the news is. Okay. Now, the biggest thing that was making me mad was that everybody was saying, "Oh, he's Illuminati, he's that," and stuff like that. But look, there's 50,000 people that bought the tickets. Y'all acting brand new, like y'all didn't buy the merch. Y'all didn't see the merch. Y'all didn't look at, anybody that goes to a concert and stuff. They go on YouTube and look at concerts that they've already been to and stuff like that. I know y'all watch it. Y'all acting brand new, like y'all didn't know what y'all were getting yourselves into. And all of a sudden, y'all want to be saying, "Oh, he's the devil, he's Illuminati," and stuff. Like, what? Like, okay, I understand that 8 people died. And I'm not saying that it very well could be that he intended that. And then his apologetic video just makes it is not helping him at all.
No,
I don't know if y'all
Was that
saw
even
that.
an
He was
apology?
I saw a TikTok the other day that was like pretending to be him, and he was like, 8 people died working on a new album, and his PR person's like, don't mention new album. And he's like, we're so sorry, we're working with all the Houston police. It's funny. Yeah.
And then he was like, "For the ones that was lost,
I'll be honest with y'all. I didn't even know really anything about Travis Scott until Fortnite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they did
Oh,
like
yeah,
this
they
whole
made him a
concert.
character or something.
Yeah, they made him a character. Like
they made Astroworld in the game, right, or something.
they did like
something.
a concert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put something. In
And
it.
I was in that concert when it happened. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Oh,
So
were you?
yeah, I was. So when it went live on Fortnite, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I actually liked it. But now I realize I was listening to devil music.
So what do you think, Lewis? Is it really devil music? Do you really feel like he?
Well, I honestly didn't know the lyrics when I listened to it on Fortnite. I was like, man, this is just a cool like virtual event, I didn't see it like, oh, is he worshiping the devil or not? I didn't even listen to the lyrics. I just thought it looked visually was really cool,
Yeah.
And even his concert, the concert was a little bit, like, it put me off a little bit. Like, the one they did in Fortnite was more like
Where
a
he became a
concert.
giant, right?
Yeah, he became a giant. It was just visually appealing. And, his actual live concert, honestly, did kind of look weird
Yeah, it was strange. Very strange.
to me. And I've been to his virtual concert.
Okay, so I did a lot of research. I don't know. Have you done any research, Ricky,
On
the whole Travis Scott thing?
No, I met him a few years back when I was touring. No, I'm just kidding. No, I haven't done any research. I'm letting you guys do the talking. I'm just going to chime in every once in a while.
So basically, I was watching videos, and there was one where he was kind of like doing like Milli Vanilli type
Like the
stuff.
robot or something?
Yeah, and then he was all like, his leg and his neck was all tachueco and stuff, right? So he's doing all of this, right? And while he's doing this, I hear somebody in the video, oh my God, he's corrupted, like, and he's doing it, and I can't even like, dude, I'm like laughing the whole time, like literally the reaction that y'all are, the laughing, like he's doing it right, and then you hear in the video, oh my God, he's corrupted, and he's just doing this right, and I'm just like thinking, this has got to be a joke, like, Lewis, you've witnessed demons, dark entities, and thank God that I haven't. But like real talk, I know you've witnessed it, and it's not no, oh my, like it ain't like, oh yeah, like come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, I get it. The devil is, he's the king of manipulation. He's the king of, he's the king of all that, deceiving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah, make sure you make that a little K,
Lowercase.
K.
oh, okay.
Fine.
Because we don't want to give him all
Too
the
much
glory.
credit.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, great. All that stuff is happening, right? And everybody's saying, hey, the devil did this. Hey, the devil did that. The devil's this and all that. And one of the things that was making me mad as well was like, man, dude, it seems like a lot of Christians or even non-Christians were giving a lot of credit to the devil, man. It seems like they were just pinpointing. I get it. I'm not saying not to expose. I'm not saying to call out, cast out, whatever. But what I'm saying is like you hearing it. Everybody's saying, oh, the devil did this. Look how the devil works. There's 8 flames. 8 people died. It's a coincidence. Like so much was talked about. And it was not so much of Travis Scott anymore. It was Illuminati, devil, what his intentions.
But don't you think in a way, because there never has, that I know of, y'all may correct me if I'm wrong, but there's never been a concert where there was that many coincidences with the setup that he had.
No.
And I want to say this real quick, Lewis. Just like Satan likes to mimic everything God does, God likes to do things with numbers. You know what I mean? So like numbers are very significant. So like,
hey,
8 people,
what
8 flames. You know
what
I mean?
does the number 8 mean? I'll look it up.
I have no idea.
Let me look it up real quick.
You know what 8 means, Mark? Our chef right now.
I have
Mark.
Google right here.
Shout out to our chefs right now. I know we're way off topic, but shout out to our chef. He came out and decided to cook. And y'all may be wondering why some of us have jackets. Well, we're in my garage, so it's pretty cold. But not that bad. It's not that bad.
We're in the woods. Don't lie to them.
Oh, yeah, we're in the cabin where what is it?
I take it back. I take it back, guys. I did know what the number 8 meant, but I just didn't want to say it. So I Googled it first.
To make sure.
Hey.
Because it's kind of like Joe Rogan. You want to make sure, right?
Exactly.
So it says the number 8 in the Bible represents a new beginning, a new order or creation.
Uh-oh. I wonder what happened new.
Yeah, so like...
Mark, do you want to come in on this?
Mark, you want to take this so I can go check up on some? Sure. Go ahead.
So yeah, the fact that he did that setup, I kind of thought it was weird. Like, did he have an owl set up?
An owl?
An owl?
No,
on one
it
of his
was
concerts?
it was a phoenix.
Or a phoenix.
It was a phoenix.
Okay, it was a phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know if it was an owl or a phoenix because they were saying it was an owl. Mm-hmm. I didn't know, so that's why I'm like, well.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't an owl, it's just kind of there's a lot of history behind like birds and the worship of birds.
Sure.
So like, that's what I kind of caught on to.
Yeah.
And in the Old Testament, there's a demon god. His name's Molech.
Yep.
And they mention that in a lot of the TikTok videos.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new, you know. It's just it just came up because of the whole concert.
The fact of this is that it's coming up now because the time that we're living in and what's actually going to start happening. I think things are going to start more like things of like this
being
matter
more relevant.
More relevant, and on top of that, it's come to the point where we're living in, the time that we're living in, the devil's not hiding anymore.
Nah, he's
not me. You can tell me because there's a lot of things.
Gay pride,
for
example.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see, the whole controversy deal with the whole upside down pentagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they did a whole ad about that. That was out there. Let's see.
Lil Nas blood.
Well, and
Nike.
Yeah, the whole Nike shoes with Lil Nas X.
Just to explain what I mean by gay pride, it's not a diss. It's more like a, whereas before, people, that's not something people wanted to say about themselves.
Yeah. Now
they don't mind it.
They don't mind.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that you can do whatever you want to do.
Right. You're free
It's
to do
just
what you want.
it's just like don't shove it in our faces. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
a culture change. Yeah, because I have family members, I have friends I get along with them perfect, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's never a topic that I push on, talk about,
Yeah.
condemn them for. It's
Exactly.
just something that's like, you know, there's that certain group, like in any group, even with, like, if you want to talk about Hispanics, they're like way too vocal in a way where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
guys, all right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody understands what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, and it happens in every group. You know, and I think it's not good to be extreme because then that means there's no opportunity to collaborate and to like
Exactly.
talk about the thing that you really want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then with an open heart, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
to me, if that's what you want to do with your life, that's your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and same thing with me. You know, but let's talk about our issues and actually see like how we can agree on something at least.
Yeah.
Which, if we can agree on, you live your life, I live mine. That's great too.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think also to answer what Jonathan, because what he asked was, why is it that non-Christians and Christians are seeing
Yeah.
this? I think people are just finally realizing, like, you know, what's going on. Because
Yeah.
people, like, I think, like, the veil has been, like, lifted. You know what I mean? Because
In certain areas.
if non-Christians are saying, yeah, this is crazy,
Yeah.
then it has to be
It's
crazy. You
crazy.
know what I mean? So,
Like,
like,
another coincidence is that everybody's testimony of that day that when it happened was the fact of all of them were basically like non-believers,
Right.
you know, and there's like that one kid that came out. He's like, man, this was demonic.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
something felt so dark. You know. I feel like God's trying to tell me something. You know, and that's crazy for a kid that's, you know, basically you can tell like in his
Yeah.
interview the way he expressed himself that he's not into church.
Right.
You know, he's not fully in, you know, doesn't have that knowledge.
Right.
But then when it pops up like that, then, you know, that's a red flag to be
Yeah.
like, oh, snap, something's actually going on.
Yeah.
yeah,
something
it
is-
has to be really out there for people that are
Exactly.
not aware of stuff like that to pick it up.
Right.
It just has to be like that.
And I don't know if have you ever watched Alec Jones stuff?
Oh, Alex Jones? Yes, he's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some stuff that he says are a little bit like,
But most of it's like pretty good.
but there's some stuff that he like when he broke into the Bohemian Grove and
Oh,
they
dude,
were
that is
worshiping.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did y'all see that video?
I've seen that video, dude.
And if you go look up Alex Jones Bohemian Grove,
Bro, he swears up and down that it's somebody talking. I think it's a demon talking, to be honest.
it's weird.
Like, I don't... Like, when I first heard it, I was like, that has to be Satan talking.
It is just so weird, man. And
Yeah.
the thing about it is like they have that. It looks like an owl to me.
Yeah.
You know, which that is Molech from the Old Testament.
Well, it's Bohemian Grove because of the owl. I think the owl's named Bohemian or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I really don't
Don't quote
know
me
either.
on that. We don't
Yeah.
have
But
fact
they
checkers.
had like a literal like they
It's
say
a ritual.
They say a mock sacrifice.
Exactly.
It's like a effigy of a person or a kid. It's really a kid.
Kid, yeah.
Because back in the Old Testament, you know, the Israelites were sacrificing their kids on like burning them alive
Yeah.
and sacrifice to Molech,
Yeah.
who usually is represented by an owl, or I think in some cases too like a bull.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like you have to understand like there's a lot of history behind the stuff they're putting in these concerts, and like to me, it can't be an accident.
No.
That's me. Come on, like you don't know that there used to be ancient gods that used to be worshipped that looked like that. Like it can't be a coincidence,
Yeah.
man. You had to have got the blueprint from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
it's not a new idea.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
so that's kind of where I was with it. Is just like
Yeah.
it,
Well, I mean, there's always a bunch of celebrities that play around, but they're probably telling the truth.
yeah,
I remember one time I was watching this interview, and they joked around and asked Lil Nas about about his gay agenda, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we meet every Wednesday. We sit in a room full of candles circling around us," and like, he's not laughing about it. Like he's being serious.
yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. And like, he said it is a gay agenda that they're
Yeah.
trying to push. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's crazy.
And once again, it's not anything against people who are gay.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's just when I think the small group of that group takes it and tries to force everyone else to be
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with, you know, like this is America, guys. It's the same thing as if I went to a school and tried to mandate the Bible be the book you have to read.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So like I'm a Christian myself, But as much as I love God and I love His Word, I mean, I understand that this is a
Free
country
will.
that it's a free country.
Exactly.
And so for me, I wouldn't want the Bible in the school, not because I wouldn't do it or I wouldn't take it as a student, because y'all know I would.
Yeah.
It's just to force someone to believe something is just, I don't think that's the way it should work.
Yeah.
And that's for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel comfortable forcing someone to believe like me. I would rather have a conversation and we say, man, that was good. Like,
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from, and we can leave as friends.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the kind of conversation that I think we need to be having.
Yeah.
And the whole ordeal about the gospel that we're trying to spread is the fact that Jesus never forced himself on anybody. He let everybody come to him.
Right.
But everybody that came to him, he told them what was true.
Right.
But at the same time, he was like, he gave you all this truth, but he's like, this is up to you to accept it.
Right.
No, I'm not trying to force you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do anything.
Yeah.
You have your choice right now. And that's one thing, that I've always learned, especially now, that, Jesus is a gentleman. He's not going to force you away.
Right.
That's why that verse says, I guess in Revelations, where it says, I stand and knock at the door. They're waiting for you to open.
Right.
What kind of man who doesn't have like manners just knocks? Nobody with manners doesn't knock. They just barge in. And so that's like the biggest thing, that it gets twisted in the world that we're living in, is that we're trying to force Jesus onto everybody, which is not the case.
Yeah.
They just don't like the fact that what he stands for.
And I think
It goes against what they believe.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the thing is, going back to Travis Scott, like, I actually messaged Jonathan. I was like, hey man, so like, what's your, like, I even commented, I think I was like, so what are you trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
what's your actual like beef? Why do you not like what Mark was saying? Because the truth is that, like, a lot of the times I think, like, we're trying to be right instead of trying to seek the right information.
Exactly.
I do that too. I think everybody does that.
Yeah.
So like, if we can just like pull back the layers and really look at it and say, let's actually talk about it, and you realize like we actually agree on like 80% of it. It's just that 20% we're arguing about.
Yeah.
Of course.
Plus, it's on social media. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, we have the same goal on a lot of things, but that, like you said, that 20%, it's like, just different scenarios and different things of what does this verse actually means, of what that verse actually means,
Right.
what's actually speaking, and stuff like that. People get different interpretations
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you're always going to get, regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Travis Scott concert, I think, was just a great way, like Rocky was saying, to kind of expose what was already there.
Yeah.
Kind of pop the hood up, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they had the. I'm not gonna say it was or wasn't, but the signs are there that it was a big old sacrifice.
Yeah.
But
Whether it was intentional or not,
yeah.
that's what it looked like.
yeah, that's what it looks like, and if it was intentional and they were like, they'll never notice.
Right.
Well, they were wrong,
Yeah.
and I feel like
And if it was,
I just feel like they were wrong, so they're like, you know what, they're scared anyway. We'll go harder.
right.
You know what I mean?
And also, if it wasn't intentional, I even think like you can tell like there were like evil spirits that influenced that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So whether it was or it wasn't is not as relevant. It's
Yeah.
just the fact that it happened.
Yeah.
And that people actually died. That's what was crazy to me.
Yeah.
At a concert.
At a concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go to a concert thinking you're gonna die.
No.
That's what hospitals are for.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't know if this is true, but was Travis Scott trying to stop the concert?
No,
Or no?
he wasn't. He was, from what I've seen on the videos, is while they were picking the people up and trying to get them to where there was no people, he was just staring at them, singing like.
You call that singing?
Well, with
Yeah.
whatever it was.
And
Whatever it was.
But he was,
yeah.
but like it just. Like, if I saw somebody being carried out, like, if I was a performer and I saw somebody getting carried out, I'd be like, you know what, guys, we're going to have to stop the
Yeah.
show. Everybody, we need to exit out the concert safe, and, you
Yeah.
know, we'll come back tomorrow. We will refund you the tickets or whatever. Whatever you had to do to make sure
Yeah.
that nobody else died.
Died.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Yeah.
saw a TikTok video I don't know. I want to say it was like Linkin Park. It probably was not. But like they stopped their concert,
Yeah.
and the lead singer was like yelling at some people like in the middle, like, "Hey, stop doing that!
Yeah.
Like, pick the guy up, or
Yeah.
not. We're not gonna keep
Like,
going."
yeah,
Yeah.
Like he literally stopped the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like, "We'll restart it," but
I think
don't.
I know what you're
he's
talking
like, he's
about.
like, "Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's not
Like
what
he's
we're
telling
here
you,
for."
y'all need to back up because there's
Yeah.
kids in the front row. They're getting squished.
Yeah.
I don't need that in my concert. That's basically what he was saying.
Bro,
And
I
then
don't know.
I guess I can voice an argument that Jonathan had when we were talking about it the other day was that the reason why he felt like Travis Scott didn't stop was the fact that he had there's a lot of legalities that he had to follow, things about like having to refund money to certain people, having to he's got to follow through with it regardless.
His girl, which is Kylie Jenner, right?
Yes.
She's a billionaire.
You don't need money.
There's only 50,000. Like if you do 50,000 times 160,
Do the
that's
math on
probably
that.
like what $3 million or something
know.
like that. Something crazy.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
what's $3 million to a billionaire? You know what I'm saying?
But that's one thing he was like he felt like he had an obligation to do to keep on going.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, I can understand it just a little bit, but at the same time, the way he was staring at one body, which was actually dead by the time that they got to him.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he was dead while they were picking him
Yeah,
up?
there was
Oh,
one
that's crazy.
body that was surfing, that they were surfing to the front, and he was already dead.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And see, that's the one thing that I fought with, and that's why I put the people that I followed. They made that video that I posted, and that's the one that me and Jonathan were going back and forth on. Was the fact that they were giving, they were just pointing out, like, come on, like that's doesn't seem right. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And even logically, we're not talking like on a spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
People, you would actually think like someone would actually stop. Oh, that's a
Right.
dead body. I really need to stop.
Right.
Yeah, like, I don't know. For me, like, again, if I was a performer, I don't care how much money I'm going to be losing. Like, that just shows his morals.
Right.
That shows his heart for people.
priorities.
His priorities, his heart. Like, your fan base. Like, those are the ones spending their hard money to come and see you. They're the ones that made you rich.
You
know what I mean?
I actually
So,
feel like he was just like
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even on the apology, I saw it.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like, well, my
I was
PR
like-
told me to do this, so let's do it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it didn't sound like a hard.
It's
You know when
sincere.
you're really sorry about something,
Yeah.
you can tell. Like, look at your face and like, are you
Yeah,
really sorry
exactly.
about it?
Yeah.
He looked more like, I'll be honest, like he was high or something.
Yeah.
He was
probably.
just like, oh, I'm sorry. It was
Yeah,
a bad
like-
situation, and
So, like, for me, like, if I was performing and I saw somebody, like, even just passed out, like, I'd be like, you know what?
stop.
I don't care how much money I'm going to lose tonight.
Like, we gotta stop.
We got to stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
not stopping that concert. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it was to him what it seemed like it was worth 8 lives,
Yeah.
and like multiple people are still in the hospital and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well, guys, make sure to tune in for the second part. Next week, we're going to continue on the Travis Scott Astro Fest. Just be sure to subscribe, turn your bell notifications on so that way you can get notified every time that we post an episode. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you guys.